10 to 15 years. And it was supposed to have been discovered by a gentleman called Iijima from Japan in around 1995 or so. And I'm talking of a steel which was made 2000 years back. How did these carbon nanotubes enter into that? Again, a mystery, whether the technology was known to them at that point of time in the country and somehow lost. Why I'm telling all this to you is most of us seem to have lost a belief in ourselves. And we always look up to somebody from outside to kind of lead us. And we tend to become followers. And there are a few amongst us who believed in ourselves, believed in themselves, and then became leaders. Showed a path that India can be a place which can be respected. 1999 to 2001, I spent 2 years in Japan. The only thing that they all talk about India is Indian curry. Okay? And now, you go to Japan, you go to Germany, you go to any country, they talk about Indian technological competence. The aerospace field, we are no less than any field. We have sent satellites to moon, we have sent to Mars, much better than anybody else. And look at our missile technology is no less than any other country in the world. Thanks to this gentleman whom we are celebrating today, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Like all of you possibly, he came from a very small village near Rameshwaram. And he believed in himself. This is something which is essential if you want to be one day a leader. I want to give you a small example, and again drawn from my own field. I worked in a field called quasi-crystals during my PhD time, which people for ages believed that materials are divided into two parts. One are called crystals and other materials are called amorphous. And there are certain symmetries which are known to be what are called forbidden symmetries. People believe that such kind of a symmetry cannot exist in a material. In 1982, a great gentleman by name Dan Shetman from Caltech put an aluminum alloy into a microscope and suddenly saw a very fascinating five-fold symmetry. And he started calling it as quasi-crystal. Including his own boss did not believe him. And his boss, very well-known metallurgist called John Kahn, went to the extent to say, Dan, you are bringing disgrace to my group. Please leave my group. But he did not get hurt by these statements because he believed in himself. And then finally, his paper did not get accepted in 1982, and he worked hard with the help of mathematicians and finally proved that it is possible to have such a symmetry existing in materials under certain conditions. And finally in 1984, his paper got published. And everybody got excited and a lot of people worked. In 2011, this gentleman gets a Nobel Prize. The only metallurgist in this world who has ever got a Nobel Prize. And for that matter, I always tell so many students who join IITs, I said there is no Nobel Prize in engineering. Why are you coming to engineering? You all studied physics, chemistry, up to your plus 2, suddenly you decide that you want to be an engineer. For whatever may be the reasons, many parents think probably by doing a BTech in engineering and BTech in an IIT, they earn a lot. And I tell them, at 17 years of age, if you are thinking of what is the salary that you will earn at 21, you have killed yourself. Because that's the age to dream big. Dream of changing the whole world. I do not know how many of you have read books of Abdul Kalam. Can somebody tell me one book that you have read about Abdul Kalam? One book written by him? Ignited Minds. How many of you have read this book? Raise your hands. The book called Ignited Minds. Every child who crossed class 7, who came to me anytime, I always keep a few copies of this book at my home. I give them this book. In that book, he writes, everybody should dream, and dreams should be as colorful as possible. And if you don't have dreams, absolutely you will never be a leader. You will always remain to be a follower. Dreams are essential. Very, very essential. And not just to have dreams. When somebody joins IIT and they say, from 8th grade onwards, I've been preparing for IIT. IIT is my dream. Then I tell them, IIT should be a means to a dream. And if IIT becomes a dream, then your dream is fulfilled. The moment you join, then there is nothing else left out. Engineering should be a goal. Engineering should be a means to a goal. Engineering cannot be a goal. Ask yourself, what do you want to be 20 years down the line? It's a very, 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 I would say, pertinent question every one of us have to ask ourselves. What do I want to be? When I was of your age, I had only one dream in my mind. I wanted to be a good teacher. I was taught by great teachers. And at the end of my BTech, I went to my teacher, Professor A.V. Ramarao at REC Nagpur. I asked him, sir, how do I become a teacher like you? And he told, Murthy, you should do a PhD so that you broaden your horizons. And I asked him, which is a good place? He said, there is no place better than Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So I had a target set for myself to reach the dream that I had. And I came to know from my seniors that unless you get 99 percentile in GATE, you will not end up into IASC. So I set a target for myself, worked hard, and ended up into IASC. And since then, you know, this particular dream of mine got nurtured at that place. I hear our chief guest today, Shekhar Ji, is also a product of Indian Institute of Science. We had an overlap, I hear. Of course, IAC is such a place where you get confined to yourself. I got married within 1 year of my PhD. And I told my wife, you are my second wife. Are you ready to be a second wife for me? So, I'm lucky to have got a companion like that. Since that day, 89, today we are married for 33 years. I think I have spent only about 2 to 3 hours at my home every day. I was always in my lab, enjoying the research that we do. And she has been very kind to me and supported me to an extent that she took care. In spite of being physically challenged, she's a lady who can't stand. She has polio on both her legs. So I had got such a wonderful support with which I have been able to do whatever little I could do. Why I am sharing all this with you is it is important to believe in yourself. I told you about the story of Dan Shetman. I will tell you the negative story of it, a corollary of it. 6 years before Dan Shetman published his paper, in 1978, a paper was published by Banaras Hindu University by a team of young researchers exactly on a similar topic and showed a similar, what is called a diffraction pattern, showing a five-fold symmetry. They did not call it as a quasi-crystal. They said a new symmetry observed. But again, their supervisor in BHU, very famous metallurgist, he did not believe them. Because we are all kind of tuned by what we get. All our parents tell, engineering or medicine, these are the only two things in life. We choose one of them and go. We don't ask ourselves what I want to be. Okay? Whatever people tell us, we accept it. And as a result, we get straight-jacketed to a large extent. And that, unfortunately, that professor was also one such. And he somehow kind of discouraged them to pursue this. And as a result, we lost a Nobel Prize. Though we have published a paper 6 years before Dan Shetman published his paper. The only reason is that particular group did not have a guts to believe in themselves. And this is something that I want to tell you. Please keep this in mind. Believe in yourself. Do not simply follow what others say. When any innovative idea in your mind, try to implement it. People may discourage you. People may ridicule you. Just don't bother. And if we had Apple computer today in our hands and iPhones in your hand, the gentleman who created all that, he's a school dropout, college dropout. All of you know. Because he believed in himself. And this is something I request all of you. And India, particularly in the current generation, you should all be proud to have been born in this particular generation. Because all around you, there is so much of air about innovation. At IIT Hyderabad, for example, I can tell you, we have a department of entrepreneurship. We are starting a school of innovation and entrepreneurship. We have just built a building, which is going to be inaugurated next month, which has 1.5 lakh square foot area for startups. Any one of you who has a brilliant idea, just drop a mail. We will give you a space, we will give you mentorship, we will even provide you funding. For example, at IIT Hyderabad, even if a first year UG student has a brilliant idea, we have twice a year what is called call of proposals for what are called build projects. BUILD. Bold and unique ideas leading to development is what we call it as. And we say that if you have a good idea, we are ready to give you anything starting from 1 lakh. And we have been supporting a lot of brilliant ideas that way. And we not only give that money, we also say that if you want to take a break from your academics for 1 semester, even if it is first semester of BTech, we allow this. Not only allow this, we give 6 credits for that. So that even if by chance you fail in your attempt, you have credits at least earned by you. Not every brilliant idea becomes successful. There is a lot of, work that needs to be done. And many a times you have to collectively do things. So it is important to learn one more quality, that is to work with people. Having great idea of believing in yourself, working with people. That's something which is again unique of great Sir Abdul Kalam. Even if he is the youngest person in an organization, he was able to go and put his hands on the shoulder and talk to him as if he is at the same age group. And this is something which is very, very unique of him. And that's how he has been able to make India proud. He is called a missile man, all of you know. And he used to believe respect comes from strength. If you are strong, people will respect you. And that's what he demonstrated, that India can be strong and people will look up to us. And now we have started something similar to Nalanda or a Takshashila. We wanted people to come to us and do PhD. We recently started a program called FIRST, F-I-R-S-T, Fellowship for Research Scholars, International Research Scholars, to do PhD at IIT Hyderabad, where we give 60,000 rupees per month as a fellowship. If anybody has a foreign passport and come to do a PhD at India, we would like to see more and more people who are brilliant. And we don't take everybody. We say that at least you should have a 8.5 CGPA in your UG to join for such a program. And this program is becoming very popular now. We have been getting large number of applications from East Europe particularly and Russian Federation, those countries. Many of those are very brilliant people in particularly mathematics and engineering they are. We would like to see a state where again India attracts people from all over the world. And then we ensure that we are here to transfer the knowledge to people and demonstrate once again that India is a leader. And all that should come from all of you. Please never ever think that you are small. And I always say this, you are what you think you are. If you think you are small, you remain small forever. If you think you can be big. Every small seed is a potential tree. Right? The tree is hidden inside the seed. Provided you nurture it, put it into a proper soil and nurture it. It becomes a great tree, giving shade to and fruits to the world. And that's exactly all of you are. Look for opportunities. Opportunities knock on your door. And people like us are available. And people like Satish Reddy, as people were talking, he is one who believes in younger generation. And that's how he picked up our Shiv Prasad and started, which are called DRDO labs, which are called young scientist labs. He said, one criterion to become a director of a DRDO lab is you should be under than 45 years. All of us know, typically people become directors of institutions when you already get your white hair. I already got half of mine. And he is one such. There are 5 such institutions which have been chosen. 5 young people under 35 are chosen. Shiv Prasad is one such great personality and trying to lead. And many of you may get opportunities like that, provided you have will to change the world. Please, on this occasion of respecting our great Abdul Kalam, remembering him and celebrating his success, you can come from any small place. Just to tell you, I started my life from a polytechnic, okay, at Vijayawada, Government Polytechnic Vijayawada. I never thought that I will be in an IIT one day. But today, when I'm heading this IIT Hyderabad, I can only tell you from my life that you should believe in yourself. You should perspire. As people say, genius is 99% perspiration. Any brilliant person, if he doesn't work hard, it doesn't lead you anywhere. So work hard. Okay? Yesterday night, I slept at 3 o'clock. Today at 9:30, I was here. I don't feel tired, just because I enjoy what I do. I tell all my students, choose a job where you don't wait for a Saturday, Sunday. On a Sunday night, if you are worried that tomorrow is Monday, you are not in the right job. Find out what is that for you. It need not be engineering. Please understand that. Need not be engineering. Just because you have joined an engineering college, you need not be forever pursuing engineering. Pursue what you like. Pursue what your passion is. And definitely, I'm sure one day you will be able to stand up here in a forum like this and talk. And with that, thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'm sure I would like to see some of you on our campus. Please do come. I'm just one email away from you. Okay? And I don't need to tell you what my email address is. You can search in the Google, you will easily get it. Okay? Drop a mail if you have good ideas. And come, I will show you what you can become. Okay? All the best to all of you.